Tonight on 12 News, we are learning the name of the Mississippi Highway Patrol trooper killed in a crash in Madison County. And the tensions between Israel and Hamas resulting in the death of hundreds of Palestinians has sparked nationwide protest, including here in the capital city. We'll tell you what protesters had to say. Welcome to 12 News at 6. I'm John Conway. Blake Levine is in the other room. Topping your newscast tonight, we are now learning the name of the MHP trooper hit and killed by an 18-wheeler on Highway 16 in Canton Friday. John Harris, the man you see on your scene, sadly was killed in the crash. 12 News' Tao Todd joins us live with details on Harris and how the force is attempting to raise money for his family. Tao? Tonight, new pushback against the Jackson VA's decision to stop outpatient dialysis. We're hearing from a former VA doctor. Thank you, Deidre. And for the latest on all these stories, stay with us online at WJTV.com. Also follow us on social media and don't forget to download our free news and weather apps. Now let's then send things over to meteorologist John Conway for a look at your first forecast. Well, thank you, John. It's a comfortable Saturday evening in the Jackson area, perfect for opening the windows for some fresh air this evening. Well, thank you, John. A different kind of flea market in Hattiesburg today. It was centered around health and wellness. It was called the For Us By Us Market. These health and wellness businesses are stressing health in the Black community, which has been affected by COVID and other illnesses.
We have an immunity drip, or we actually have an immunity injection. And that immunity drip consists of our B complexes, vitamin C's. We have glutathione, which is a powerful antioxidant. It helps to detoxify the liver, and you actually feel so good. It helps to boost your immune system back up and get it back to par where it should be.
The FUBU Market is originally a market done in Louisiana, but the mayor of Hattiesburg says he is in support of markets like these that support small business. The city says it will be doing more events that support small businesses with the opening of a food truck park in the near future. And the leaders of a Mississippi city say they might borrow $1.7 million in order to improve 6 local parks. Officials in the Natchez government say they want to replace old equipment, including installing 2 $82,000 commercial playsets at Duncan Park and North Natchez Park. Other possible upgrades include new grills, picnic tables, park benches, and basketball goals. The mayor of Natchez, Dan Gibson, says in part, quote, "We have equipment that is approaching 40 years in age. Some of it is dangerous, and this will be a major step forward." Gibson also went on to say that the city is in good financial shape and he wants to borrow money before interest rates rise. Lots of people got a look at the past through an archaeological event outside the Old Capitol Museum today. There were on-hand experiences like painting and even an opportunity to work on clay projects. People who came out say this was an interesting experience, and archaeologists say we should take a moment to check out the things of the past.
When I was a child or kid, I always wanted to be an archaeologist, and I never got the opportunity to. So I saw this, and I thought, well, I'm going to go and see what real archaeologists do.
So people can come and make their own shell gorgets, just decorate them however they want. It's fun to. I like to excavate and find basically other people's trash and figure out how they used it to live.
This event was part of Historic Preservation Month. And the tensions between Israel and Hamas and the recent conflict that led to dozens of deaths has sparked nationwide protest, including here in the capital city. Dozens of Palestinian Americans gathered outside of the International Museum of Muslim Cultures on Capitol Street. The museum is hosting the exhibit Muslims with Christians and Jews. Demonstrators protested Israeli treatment of Palestinians. They are calling for America to stop funding Israel's army and are calling on airstrikes on the Gaza Strip a war crime.
We want Biden to stop funding the Israeli military. That is money that could have gone to homeless people in our country. We didn't get free health care last year during COVID when people were dying. But the Israeli army gets money overseas, over $800 million a year, to fund the Israeli government so that they can kill innocent people who don't have an army. How does that sound? Does that sound right?
We want to inform the U.S. citizens that we are actually paying for the bombing of these people who are woefully underprepared to defend themselves.
The White House helped negotiate a ceasefire between the Israeli army and Hamas, which remains in effect. And just this week, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken traveled to the Middle East. Well, Mississippi is one of only 3 states to see population declines in the latest U.S. Census. We lost about 6,000 people between 2010 and 2020, and many of those who are leaving our state are young, well-educated, and eager to find the sort of opportunities that they cannot find here. But state officials willing to acknowledge the problem? MississippiToday.org reached out to Governor Tate Reeves, Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hosemann, and House Speaker Philip Gunn. But the Lieutenant Governor was the only one of these 3 Republican leaders to answer questions about the issue. Byron Brown talked about it this week with Mississippi Today's Adam Ganeshow.
And his statement was, it talked about the importance of focusing on the core sort of policies of infrastructure, healthcare, and education, public education. That's good. That's certainly needed, and we were happy to hear back from him, but it was disappointing, to say the least, to not hear back at all from Governor Reeves or Speaker Gunn.
And you can watch the full interview with Adam on Mississippi Insight. That's tomorrow at 10:30, only on 12 News and WJTV.com. Still ahead, Southern Miss trying to stay hot out in Louisiana, taking on a team they know very well. See if they can win and move on to the finals, or if they will have to play another one tonight. And the Echo Shed in Jackson had many crafters and artists who were able to get out and sell their products. We'll show you more coming up. But first, let's check in with meteorologist John Conway. John?